Saturday, 13th of May 2023. This is another Warrafak moment for me, and it is a follow-up on the one I did yesterday about the colour revolution in South Africa, engineered by the Americans. Now that video of mine has gotten a lot of comments, but I'll handle that in future programs. At this moment, we are sitting at the point that late last night it became known that the American ambassador, that Pentagon agent, has issued an apology, but that's not really an apology for the stupid things he said about the weapons supplied to Russia. And a lot of people was relieved, and they made a lot of stories around the fact that the guy has now basically retracted his stupid statement. But don't be fooled. It's all part of the plan. Their colour revolutions runs according to a playbook. What did that ambassador's stupid statement achieve? Let me recap for you. First of all, a lot of South African politicians and other public figures responded basically hysterically, and in the process they revealed their true alliances. For me, the biggest shock was the statements by AfriForum and Solidarity, and that clearly leaves the impression that they have stakeholders that is anti-BRICS, anti-Russia. I was basically not really shocked, because I've heard a lot of rumors in the past year or so about those things, but they confirmed it. The DA clearly showed where their alliance was. The ANC showed where their alliance was. The EFF showed where their alliance was. The reality is that the vast majority of people in South Africa is pro-BRICS and by definition pro-Russia. The money bags are aligned with the West. Now I hope that those politicians that so passionately pleaded for their fucking lives with the Americans will now just as passionately reveal them for what they are. This is a colour revolution. Don't forget it. It is playing all along the book. Yesterday's story around that ambassador's statement was main aim to cause more division in the political and social fraternities of South Africa. But there was a spin-off. The rand dropped tremendously in value against the dollar. And that is also part of the plan. That is what they do. Part of their plan is to destroy the local currencies. So that ambassador's retraction is part of the plan. They achieved two goals: more division, and the currency was torpedoed. They do that in every country. Look at that fiasco in Pakistan today. America, they are engineering that shit. They engineered the coup against Imran Khan. Get it into your mind and make peace with it. The Americans want to destroy our country's social fabric. That is what they want, because in the chaos they will steal all the assets that they can. Don't forget that. So, you may be as Western aligned as you like. Just remember, you are fraternizing with our enemy. They will destroy you just as quick as they're going to destroy me. Just remember that. So, let's come back to the playbook. Yesterday, an important step was taken. Dividing more divisions in the country among politicians and society in general. Plus, torpedo the currency. Now you must take in consideration a very important thing. ISIS in Mozambique. Don't lull yourself. They are not only in Mozambique. There are strong evidence that they've got cells in Natal, and there are rumors about cells in Gauteng. Sleeper cells. Why is it important? Because ISIS is financed and armed and managed by the Americans. They created ISIS, just as they created Al-Qaeda. Those two movements are the two movements that they are currently using in the Middle East. They've been using them in the Middle East for years to destabilize the Middle East. But unfortunately for them, the Middle East is now busy sorting their problems out, and the Arabs are busy uniting. The Americans is in deep shit in the Middle East. They better pack their bases up and take them home, or they're going to flee in the night in their underwear as they did from Afghanistan. But that's the Middle East. Let's come back to South Africa. So what do we have here now? We have American base in Botswana, so American soldiers on our borders in the west. And we have ISIS in Mozambique and ISIS sleeper cells in South Africa. Don't forget that. The moment that they pull the trigger on the regime change, all those players are going to move onto the stage. And we, the ordinary citizens of South Africa, are going to be in the severe fucking danger. Because these people, and I'm talking about the American newcons, they are ruthless. So, don't feel today relaxed because of that ambassador's retraction. If we had a country that was really an independent, sovereign country, that fucking American would be on the airplane this morning, out of the country. That is what would have happened. We can be glad we have somebody like Naledi Pandor. I'm not an ANC supporter, but she's got a lot of brains and she's got a lot of guts, and she doesn't take shit from them. So, we need to be very aware of their plan. Don't be fooled by this diplomat's reverse. It's all part of the plan. Now the currency is under stress. What is the next step going to be? As I said yesterday, I am really puzzled about who the hell they are going to install as a government. I am not sure who they're going to take. Because as I said, Steenhuisen is too white. The DA's alliances are correct. There's no chance that they will even look at Malema, because Malema is solidly in the Russian camp. So, don't be scared of that. The real reality is, I have no idea who who they have in mind to take the seat. We need to be alert. The Americans, what they are currently doing in South Africa is singularly focused on sabotaging BRICS. They are shit scared of BRICS. BRICS is going to be their final showdown on their global terror and economic terror. What Naledi Pandor said yesterday was very important. She said the reason why BRICS is looking at a currency that will be used for trading, take note, for trade purposes, not for me and you to use every day. The reason why BRICS are working on that currency is to insulate the BRICS members against the economic sanctions and the weaponized dollar. That is what the plan is. And the idea is, and that thing is going to come together. Trust me, it's going to come together. Fact of the matter is, we are in grave danger in South Africa. These immoral fuckers from the shithouse in Washington is planning to destroy our country with violence and a total collapse of law and order. And they have their troops in Botswana, and they have their proxies in ISIS on our borders. And by the way, about that load on the Lady R, my information is that nothing was loaded, shit was offloaded. Take that and keep it in mind. Things were offloaded. I have information of where it went, which I will not reveal, but the fact of the matter is they are so off base with that Russian ship. It's not even funny. But let's focus on today. Keep your eyes open and understand they are planning for us exactly what is currently happening in Pakistan and in Sudan. And if you think that these politicians that has declared their everlasting love for America and the West is your friend, you better think again. They serve only one master, and that is the globalists and total financial control over your life. That is what they do. They don't care for anything else. To them, it is just the money. Follow the money. Follow the money. Look who is financing these operators that are so lovingly promoting Western interests. I feel sorry for the farmers in South Africa that has got all their hope and realities and business on their exports to the EU and to America. I've warned them. Since last year in May, I started warning people. The Western Empire is done. It's in its last throes. You may have a good contract in the EU for all your wine or all your fruit or all your grain. You may have those contracts, but those contracts is going to be absolutely worthless if they cannot pay you. They are financially, there's not a better word, fucked. That's what the truth is. They are so deep into debt that it's not possible to even try and think how many generations it will take to get them out of that debt. The EU is going to turn into a slum, and America is going to be on their heels. The dollar is dying in the international market. There are certain mechanisms and certain instruments that makes it impossible to get all the assets out of dollars quickly, because there are terms and contracts involved. But go and do yourself a favor and look at fresh investments in dollar instruments. There's not much. The Eastern world, the non-West, is no longer investing in London or in the EU. On the contrary, they're pulling their money out because they saw how easily the West will steal their assets. But let me recap and stay on point. The colour revolution is on track in South Africa. Don't be fooled by the retraction of that stupid fucking American. Don't be fooled. It is all part of the playbook. And then there's a thing that is running on some of the social media groups where Biden apparently said he's going to wipe out every woman, man, woman and child in South Africa. I think it's a bullshit story, but in any case, it's all part of the propaganda war. Just keep your eye on the ball. The Americans is planning a color revolution for South Africa, and unfortunately we have politicians in this country and business people in this country that is assisting them. Think about that. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing.